Hi friends, Quill here. We finally done it. We hit 50 subscribers. I am super excited. Actually, we're a little bit ahead of 50 subscribers, but that's just because I wanted to make sure we didn't lose any along the way, because that would be awkward. But you get the point. When I started this channel, I had no idea what to expect, but I have just had so much fun. I wanted to thank all of you so very much for your support through this slow and steady sort of growing of the channel. One of the best ways to support me further is to give that little like button a tap, so why don't you go ahead and do that? It actually helps out the video a lot more than you know. That said, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that now so that we can get even closer to the next goal, the big 100. I'm not quite sure what to do yet for that milestone, so if you have any ideas, make sure to comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see. Actually, if you don't know, go ahead and comment and tell me that you don't know, because the YouTube algorithm really likes comments too. You can probably tell by the title and thumbnail that for this 50 subscriber special, we are going to be playing through Pokemon Crystal using only the best of Pokemon, Qwilfish. While Qwilfish is obviously among the best in our hearts, its base stats are not exactly optimal. It's got a relatively decent attack stat of 90 and a base speed of 85. They aren't stellar, but they certainly are not the worst. As for its other stats, well, it's got a base HP stat of 65, defensive 75, and truly pitiful special attack and special defense at 55 each. Its base defense was given a buff in Generation 7, but we're playing Generation 2, so that really doesn't apply. I was originally planning to do this run on Platinum, but I remembered that the physical special split would give me access to physical water moves, which I could spam and win the game no problem. So for a greater challenge, we're going right back to Qwilfish's home region, Johto, and playing Crystal. I've also never played Crystal, so I'm looking forward to a fun new experience alongside a more difficult challenge. For this challenge, I can obviously only use Qwilfish in battle. I can and will need to catch other Pokemon to use HMs, but these Pokemon will not be allowed to battle. To avoid item spam for an auto win, I will also be barred from using any items, be they held or battle items. Hi, I'm coming in at the end to edit. Actually, I think my Qwilfish did have a held item at the beginning of the game. I don't remember what it was, and it didn't end up playing a big role. So, yes, I technically broke one of my own rules, but Additionally, I will not be allowed to glitch or alter the game anyway, except to make Qwilfish my starter, which I did with the Universal Pokemon Randomizer. I'm writing the script as I go, so I don't know yet which parts of the run are going to be particularly challenging, or if we'll be able to finish it all. I'm excited to find out right alongside with you all at home. I think without any physical stab moves besides Poison Sting and Sludge Bomb, which comes from a pretty late game TM, I'm going to have a lot of trouble, but I'd say it's doable. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I begin my journey by telling my mom what day it is. She also tells me about this new contraption that's like a telephone, except I can carry it with me. Crazy, right? Anyway, I travel next door to talk to Professor Elm, who wants to give me a Pokemon so I can be his personal errand boy or something. It is at this point that I meet my partner Pokemon Qwilfish, who I promptly named Quality, short for quality content, like what we produce here on the channel. Who's this guy? Can Elm get him to do his busy work instead? Oof, never mind, he doesn't seem very nice. I make my way through Trade Grove City and north to speak to Mr. Pokemon, who gives me a Pokemon egg to deliver to Elm. I also meet Professor Oak, who gives me a Pokedex and asks me to do his research. I have two questions. First of all, what's with all these old men giving me things and asking me to do stuff for them? Second, where's the block button? I'm not about that life. Anyway, we go back to visit our first creepy old man, but along the way we run into some kid who we know is evil because he has red hair. You know who else has red hair? Leprechauns, demons, and woodpeckers. None of those are good. He attacks us with his little green leaf dude, but Qwilfish poisons it right away with a super effective stab, high-leveled Poison Sting. Yeah, the battle doesn't last very long. Anyway, we make it back to Papa Glucose and find out he's called the cops. Turn out he hates woodpeckers also. Now here we get to lie to the police and name our red-headed individual. I can only think of one name to fit something so cruel and unforgiving. Get it? I'm making fun of the YouTube algorithm for disadvantaging small creators. Please like and subscribe. So I run to my mother, who just asks if she can keep all of my money. Now I can't say no to my mom, so I oblige and promptly leave her. See you in 20 hours or more. On the next couple of routes, I train against the trainers I come across, and my Qwilfish eventually learns Harden and Minimize. I figure both of those moves are better in the long run than Spikes, and so I make the switch. I finally make it to Violet City, where I try immediately to take on Faulkner since I'm at a higher level. Pidgey comes out first and takes a ton of damage from Tackle, but is also able to hit me with Mud Slap to lower my accuracy. I eventually take down Pidgey with Poison from Poison Sting and even set up a Minimize, but by the time Pidgeotto comes out, my Qwilfish couldn't hit the side of a barn, so we go down to a few gusts and have to regroup. I come back and attempt to spam Minimize and Harden, until the opponent can't hit me very hard, if at all. But again, I lose. Apparently, third time's a charm because I'm able to avoid Faulkner's barrage of mud and get to poison Pidgey with Poison Sting. From there, it's just a matter of spamming tackle and hoping my accuracy stays high enough to hit and poison Pidgeotto, which I do. After some more lucky dodges, I beat Faulkner and get the Zephyr badge. Immediately after leaving the gym, I get a phone call. It's Elm. He tells me to go meet a buddy of his at the Pokemon Center. Turns out I'm not the only one running this man's errands, but whatever. It's not like I can use the Pokemon egg, but I'll take it anyway. I next head to Sprout Tower, but my level is just so high at this point that I take out all of the trainer's Pokemon with ease. We reunite with the YouTube algorithm, but as usual, we have to wait until next time for it to pay any attention to us. We battle the head sage of the tower, but again, our Qwilfish's level is just too high. His Pokemon all go down to 2 or 3 tackles each, but not before his Hoothoot identifies the quality of my content. If you too can identify the quality I'm putting out here, you should definitely subscribe. It would mean so much to me and my little fishy friend here. We continue south and encounter this man who wants us to buy a Slowpoke tail for like $1 million or something. Now we're broke as heck, so we decline and continue through the Union Cave where we realize we have nothing to fight rock types. For this entire cave, we're resigned to poison stalling every rock type we find. Unfortunately, once I finally make my way out of the cave, I'm even defeated by a Geodude. I come back with full health to repeat my poison stall strategy, and as fate would have it, our Qwilfish learns Water Gun immediately after we take down the last rock type we have to face in this portion of the game. Gotta love Pokemon. We continue to Azalea Town to meet yet another old man who wants us to do things for him. It's pretty annoying, but sure, why not? We run into Team Rocket for the first time and find out this whole weird Slowpoke tail business. I don't know. We beat up on the lead grunt and send the group on their way. Wasting no time, we head to the Azalea Gym, and yeah, we pretty much steamroll every trainer with Tackle. When it's time to face Bugsy himself, we take advantage of his Metapod and maximize our evasion. I'm scared of Scyther. From there, it's just a matter of water gunning everything to death. His Scyther does manage to land a quick attack, which does a lot considering our pretty sizable level advantage, but the battle's otherwise a total wash, and we end up earning the Hive badge. After a quick stop to the Pokemon Center, the YouTube algorithm attacks me again. I take down his Ghastly and Zubat easily with a couple of water guns each, but then his Bayleaf comes out, takes a Poison Sting, and crits me with Razor Leaf. It hurts, but nothing too serious. After a few Poison Stings, Bayleaf goes down. The YouTube algorithm takes this opportunity to let me know how weak and useless I am before telling me his plans to take out anyone he deems weak. Yep, seems about right. Next, we get really ticked off at a stupid Farfetch'd, but we get cut out of it, so it's okay. We catch an Oddish and name it Like, which is what you should do this video if you haven't already. We teach Light Cut and Flash and use the power of approval to make it through the forest. Along the way, I pick up the TM for Headbutt and teach it to my Qwilfish because it's stronger than Tackle and has the chance to flinch. Shortly thereafter, my Pokemon egg hatches. I name the Togepi that comes from a comment to remind you that a comment and let me know any ideas that you have for future subscriber specials. Headbutt becomes my primary attack as I take on the dreaded Whitney. I set up minimizes on her Clefairy and take it out no problem, but then her Miltank comes in and deals massive damage with a Stomp. I take it, however, and knock her out with the "Oh, come on!" Whitney throws a fit and makes it difficult, but we eventually get our badge and move along our way. On the next route, I pick up the TM for Rollout. I'm not going to use it quite yet, but it could come in handy later. Anyway, I pick up the Radio Card, Bicycle, and Squirtle Bottle before taking out the Sudowoodo, blocking the path on Route 36, and moving to Ecruteak City. Here, we enter the Burn Tower, meet yet another man with an unhealthy dog obsession, and again get attacked by the YouTube algorithm. Haunter is out first, and with one water gun, it looks like it's going to be a quick and easy 3-hit KO. Except just as I'm about to go for the kill, Haunter knocks itself out to put a curse on my beloved quality content. Man, this really is a battle with the algorithm. Because of Generation 2 mechanics, as long as I take out his remaining Pokemon with one hit, I won't suffer the 1/4 HP penalty that Curse gives. Unfortunately, out next is a Magnemite, which takes a water gun and hits back with a Thundershock. I take a massive amount of damage from the super effective hit plus curse damage, but manage to survive. I'm not sure if I can live through one more curse, but I at least get to avoid losing this turn and next take out Magnemite and Zubat with water gun and a Headbutt respectively. Up next is Bayleaf and things aren't looking good. I go for a Headbutt knowing that I have to kill this turn I will absolutely lose. I miss out on the KO and prepare to re-challenge, except we get the absolute clutch flinch and survive the curse on 2 HP. We take out Bayleaf and the YouTube algorithm tells us that we basically never amount to anything. Seems right. The ground shakes, we see some legendaries, and the man from earlier cries about a dog. Is this Old Yeller? Nah. If it's anything, it's where the red fern grows. Way too much exposition for seemingly no reason. Anyway, we exit the burn tower and head to the Aquatique gym to take on Morty, the ghost type leader. I'm not gonna lie, I was kinda scared for this fight. And oh boy, should I have been. I make it through Morty's trainers with little issue, but Morty's first Pokemon, Ghastly, uses Curse on turn 1 every time. Although I'm over leveled, I can't OHKO Morty's Pokemon with Water Guns, so it's only a matter of time before the combination of Morty's offense and the Curse takes my Qwilfish out. I go back and try again and again for Water Gun to get a crit and take Ghastly out so I would never get cursed, but I honestly got tired of trying and knew I might still lose anyway. It was then that I remembered that I had the TM for rollout and figured it was worth a try. My first rollout barely misses the KO and I get cursed, but I'm able to take out a Haunter and Morty's trusty Gengar. Thanks to these OHKOs, I evade any curse damage. Just as my rollout is reaching maximum power, I miss on the very last Haunter and start to sweat a little as I take curse damage. Haunter goes for the mean look. I have to start rollout all over and it doesn't even do half. Noticing the power of my rollout, Haunter goes for the Mimic, but it's too late, and the second rollout takes down the Haunter and we win the Fog badge. I then move on to Olivine City, where the YouTube algorithm again puts me down and tells me I should go train at the lighthouse. Usually when YouTube suggests trying something, I don't get much out of it, but for whatever reason I listen. At the top, I find the Olivine gym leader, Jasmine, who asks me to pick up medicine for her sick Ampharos. Figuring it was a nice change of pace to have someone other than an old man ask me to do something, I headed for Cyanwood, except I didn't do it right away. See, I forgot to pick up Surf in Aquatique City, so I make a quick trip back, beat up some evolutions, and get the HM for Surf, which I immediately teach to my Qwilfish in place of Water Gun. I stop through Olivine to pick up Strength and set out for Cyanwood. There, I head north, see Suicune again, and battle the poor old doggy man. It's totally uneventful. I pick up Shuckle from this poor man whose Pokemon was stolen and teach it Strength to reach Chuck. I'm not gonna lie, this battle is sad. First out is Primeape. I use Headbutt to fish for a flinch, which I get. I take the advantage to test out Surf for the first time and take down Primeape. Poliwrath comes in, takes a Headbutt decently well, and goes for Mind Reader. I go for Headbutt again, no flinch. I get hit with a Dynamic Punch, which does next to nothing, and confused, but my Qwilfish thankfully refrains from hitting itself and kills with another Headbutt. The Storm badge is ours. Following our battle, we swing by the pharmacy to pick up the secret potion for Ampharos. We surf back up to Olivine, heal dear little Amphi atop the lighthouse, and it's already time for our 6th gym battle against Jasmine. There's not much to say. Her 2 Magnetons and her Celix each went down to 1 Surf and we were on our way. We head north to Aquatique, see Suicune yet again, and proceed through Mahogany Town into the Lake of Rage, where we catch the shiny Gyarados. It takes a couple of tries to not kill or white out, but we managed to catch it just fine. I named it Subscribe because it's shiny and happy, just like me whenever I get a new subscriber. And hey, it's happened over 50 times, so it's pretty great. If you haven't already, you should go ahead and press that subscribe button too. We follow this strange caped man called Lance back to Mahogany Town and together take down the Team Rocket hideout responsible for spontaneous Magikarp evolution at the Lake of Rage. I'll spare you the details because it's almost certain every single Pokemon we faced went down to 1 or 2 Surfs or Headbutts. We defeated the Electrodes that were forced to produce the signal and won the day. Price was our next challenge, although challenge might be pushing it. Turn 1, I used Rollout while his Seal tried to slow me down with Icy Wind. It wasn't enough, and we outspeed and knock out the Seal. Dugong and Piloswine each go down, and we're back on our way with a Glacier badge. Before moving on, I returned north to grab the TM for Sludge Bomb, which I taught to my Qwilfish in place of Poison Sting. For those of you who have been watching the channel for a while, you know my favorite puzzles in Pokemon games are ice puzzles. I'm not really sure why, I just think they're fun. Using our ice puzzle expertise, we pick up the HM for Waterfall and make our way to Blackthorn City. It is at this point that I remember we have to beat Team Rocket before we can take on the final gym, so I make my way south and walk all the way back to Goldenrod because I'm too lazy to catch a flying type. I enter the radio tower, take out the Rocket executive at the top, and follow his advice to check the Goldenrod underground for the radio tower director. We get down to the basement, and the YouTube algorithm once again tries to put us down. Surf is enough to one-shot his Golbat, Magnemite, and Haunter, and Sludge Bomb quickly disposes of his Sneasel and Meganium. It's now that the YouTube algorithm begins to consider things such as love and trust. Not that it will ever show any of those things anyway, but I digress. We return to the radio tower, take out all of the remaining Team Rocket executives just before they have the chance to resummon Giovanni and save the radio tower. It's now that I remember just how underleveled most of the trainers in Johto region really are. None of these battles posed any kind of challenge to me. The time has come, my friends, to take on our final gym battle back in Blackthorn City. I ended up catching a Pidgey in the grass and taught it Fly just to make the process a little quicker. I named it Thanks because I wanted to thank all of you for helping me reach this 50 subscriber milestone. You have no idea how much this whole experience has meant to me, and I'm excited to see where we go in the future. The battle with Claire soon begins. Her 3 Dragonairs each go down to Sludge Bomb, but her Kingdra barely lives and lowers our accuracy with Smokescreen. Claire heals, and we fire back with Headbutt. One Sludge Bomb is just enough to end the battle, and thank goodness we hit. Claire throws a fit and demands that we go talk to some old guy or she won't give us her badge. What is it with these games and whiny gym leaders and creepy old men? Anyway, we answer a bunch of the old man's question. Claire gets all upset because this guy likes us for some reason, and she finally gives us the badge that we earned. And with that, we've obtained all of the gym badges in the Johto region. All that's left is the Pokemon League. Professor M wants to see us first, so we head back to Newbark and he gives us the Master Ball. Good thing we can't use it! Anyway, we head east towards Victor Road and make it through the Kanto region before having our first mirror match of the whole playthrough. After beating not 1, but 2 of our Qwilfish friends, we continue onward. This Victor Road is so incredibly short in this game, it's barely worth mentioning, except at the end, we face against the YouTube algorithm one last time. After berating me as usual, my quality content feels the need to seek vengeance. A single Sludge Bomb disintegrates his Sneasel. Magneton is washed away by Surf. Kadabra vanishes immediately when we land a quick Sludge Bomb. Golbat is defeated with a Surf, followed by Haunter, and all that's left is Meganium. A Sludge Bomb puts it down immediately. Although we have yet to win the game, I feel as though I've won in my heart because I finally have proven that my quality content can best the YouTube algorithm. A Quill can dream. Anyway, now that we defeated our rival for the last time, we finally make it to the Indigo Plateau and the Pokemon League. We deposit all of our HM friends into the PC. This is a one Qwilfish job. Also, it gives me one more opportunity to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. Our first battle is against Will, a Psychic Master. I'm a little nervous because of the type disadvantage, but overall I'm confident. His first Xatu goes down with a Sludge Bomb, followed by the same fate for his Jinx. I know Slowbro has a massive defense, so my plan is to try to flinch with a Headbutt. And that's exactly what happens. We're able to take it down with next turn. Will then sends out his Ace Xatu, and in the interest of saving PP on a Sludge Bomb, I opt to Headbutt. I immediately regret this decision, as Xatu lives and hits me hard with Psychic. Will heals his stupid bird, just elongating death via Headbutt. Xatu goes down and his last Pokemon is Exeggutor, which stands no chance against a super effective Sludge Bomb. And with that, our first Elite Four battle concludes. Next up is Koga. Immediately after hitting A to talk to him, I remember that I forgot to heal for my last battle, but I shrug and try anyway. First out is Ariados. I choose to begin a string of rollouts. The first one hits, but Ariados lives and increases its evasion. I'm worried that my rollout chain will be broken, but Qwilfish proves its worth once again and hits, taking out the Ariados. Venomoth no more than hits the field before it's swiftly crushed by a rollout. Next out is a Fortress, and I'm worried because it has superior defense, but it doesn't matter because it uses Protect to break my rollout chain anyway. It goes down to a Surf. Muck is out next, and I'm fairly certain that I will live any one hit, so I go for the Headbutt flinch, and what do you know? Get lucky for the second time in a row. I promise I'm not resetting for this or anything. Crobat, his Ace goes down to a single Surf, and the battle is won. Bruno is the next battle that we have to face, and to be honest, I'm not sure what my plan is to defeat him. He starts off with Hitmontop, but I get extremely lucky and take it down in one hit with a crit Headbutt. Hitmonchan comes in next and lives a Headbutt, retaliating with Thunder Punch. I luckily avoid being paralyzed, and it doesn't do much damage, since Hitmonchan's special attack might as well be negative. I take out Hitmonchan in one turn. Hitmonlee, his next Pokemon, goes down to one Headbutt without a crit or anything. Even I, who believe in the endless power of Qwilfish, am admittedly impressed. Onix is out next and stands absolutely no chance. It dissolves when I use Surf. Bruno sends out his Ace Machamp last. I use a Surf, but fail to take it out. Comes back with Rock Slide, which does a surprisingly pitiful amount of damage. I take it out next turn with Surf, and we move right along. The final trainer that stands between us and the champion is Karen, a Dark-type specialist. She sends out an Umbreon, which takes massive damage and gets poisoned by my Sludge Bomb. Annoyingly, it uses Sand Attack, which will be even more annoying later. I take it out with a Rollout, hoping to start a chain. Vileplume is out next and barely takes any damage from Rollout. Luckily, it misses its Stun Spore, but our next Rollout misses also. Don't ask me how, but we're able to avoid her second Stun Spore and hit with a Sludge Bomb to take it out. The RNG gods must be smiling on us today. Next out is Gengar. I use Surf to do decent damage, but it takes itself out to put a curse on my poor Qwilfish. This is dangerous now. To avoid perishing to curse, we have to take down each of our remaining Pokemon quickly. Remember that Sand Attack from earlier? Well, it allows Murkrow to dodge a Surf and hit hard with a Feint Attack, twice in a row. Between Curse and Murkrow's damage, I slip into red HP and my heart starts to beat faster. If my next Surf misses, I lose and have to restart the Elite Four all over. Next comes Karen's Ace, Houndoom. I hope and pray that my Surf hits, otherwise his Curse will take me down and I'll lose. Luckily, I hit and narrowly escape defeat. Now the time has come. It's time to defeat Lance and prove once and for all that Qwilfish can single-handedly be a champion. I step into the final arena, send out my partner Qwilfish, and the battle begins. Now, anyone who knows Pokemon knows that Lance, the supposed Dragon Master, is more of a flying type master. All of his Pokemon are flying type, while only half of his team are true dragons. My strategy is to press rollout and see what happens. Gyarados is first out and dodges my first rollout, returning with a Surf, which does little damage. My next rollout hits for just under half, and Gyarados does a little bit more damage with Flail. My next rollout takes it out. I then sit and watch in horror and awe as my derpy little fish proceeds to rip through what are supposed to be the 3 scariest Pokemon in the game so far. Rollout is able to kill not only 1, not 2, but 3 illegally obtained Dragonites, including Lance's ace. Now how is that for quality content? Sadly, my rollout chain ends after 5 turns, but it's okay because next out is Aerodactyl, who is allergic to water. Charizard is his final Pokemon, but this ain't no Gigantamax Charizard. No, this one dies immediately from Surf and we win. Ladies, gentlemen, and other friends, we have successfully defeated the Johto region using only a Qwilfish. When I set out on this journey, I didn't expect it to be too difficult, but it was honestly so much easier than I expected. I can't help but smile at the thought of a single Qwilfish conquering not only the YouTube algorithm, but an entire region of trainers and Pokemon with ease. But wait, I hear you ask, what about Kanto? It's at this point when I wonder whether you've checked the video link. Of course we aren't done. Because the Kanto region in this game is relatively minimal, I will only highlight the gym leader battles. After yet another old man asks us to do something, we land in Vermilion City. We first head to Fuchsia City to take on Janine. Her Pokemon are so under-leveled, it's a total wash. A few rollouts and a couple of surfs later and the Soul Badge is ours. Next, over in Saffron, we take on Sabrina, who only has 3 Pokemon. Although each of them are higher level than Janine's, none of them are able to withstand a Sludge Bomb. It's a pretty short battle, but we get the Marsh Badge as a result. Next, we head on to Celadon City to take on Erica. None of her grass types have even a prayer of surviving a Sludge Bomb. We obtain the Rainbow Badge and have absolutely no trouble. You may ask how I decide the order in which I challenge these gyms. And quite honestly, I really have no clue. I'm just kinda going with whatever city feels right for the last 4. The last of these freely challengeable gym leaders is the Lightning American himself, Lieutenant Surge. Yet again, none of his Pokemon can survive my attacks, and we obtain the Thunder Badge. To battle Misty, we first have to defeat one final Team Rocket member, restore power to Kanto, and pretty awkwardly interrupt her date, but now I can finally challenge the Cerulean Gym. It's a pretty difficult battle, actually, is what I would say if all of our Pokemon didn't die in one hit. I told you, Qwilfish is just too good. We get the Cascade Badge and add it to our collection. Next, we had to update our radio card, beat up a Snorlax, and make it to Pewter City, where we slaughtered Brock's entire Rock-type team and got the Boulder Badge. We then surf south, convinced Blue to return to his gym, and demolish Cinnabar's Blaine to earn the Volcano Badge. We immediately fly to Viridian and take on the final gym leader of the game, Blue. The only Pokemon worth noting are his Pidgeotto and Gyarados, both of which survive a Sludge Bomb. Pidgeotto only fires back with a Sludge Bomb of its own using Mirror Move, but Gyarados is able to deal a decent amount of damage with Hyper Beam. Neither survives another turn, and the rest of the team goes down easily, earning us the Earth Badge. And with that, we have defeated every gym in Pokemon Crystal using only a Qwilfish. You know what's next. The last battle of the game, Trainer Red. Red leads off with his signature Pikachu. Despite being the highest level, it is the easiest to defeat. We somehow outspeed and take it out immediately with a Sludge Bomb. Next out is Espeon. With nothing better to do, I fire off a Sludge Bomb and even poison the Espeon, but it lives just barely and knocks us out clean with a Psychic. I have the choice to go back and grind, or try again and fish for Headbutt flinches. Now, I haven't grinded at all so far, and I'll be darned if I'm going to start now, so I go through with a Headbutt plan. Immediately, I score a critical hit and flinch with Headbutt, and I easily take it out next turn. Next up is Snorlax, who doesn't even take half from a Sludge Bomb, but wastes a turn going for Amnesia. One more Sludge Bomb brings it into the red, but Snorlax's Body Slam hits pretty hard. I take it out with another Headbutt, but don't feel too confident moving forward. Next, Red sends out Venusaur. I kill it with 2 Sludge Bombs while it tries to charge a Solar Beam. Easy. But then out comes Blastoise. Once again, I go for the Sludge Bomb, but I'm disappointed to see that it does less than half damage. Blastoise brings Qwilfish into the yellow HP with a Surf, and then into the red as I fail to make it flinch with Headbutt. I am able to take it out with Sludge Bomb, but there is one Pokemon left. Red's last Pokemon is Charizard. The end is in sight. I fire off the strongest of Surfs and watch Charizard's HP slowly fall until it... What? It didn't even go into the red! It's a fire type! I'm a Qwilfish! How does that happen? Anyway, Charizard takes me out with a flamethrower of all things, and I'm back to square one. I start over, only succeeding when Espeon flinches, making this process even more strenuous. After many, many failed attempts, I finally poison Blastoise with my first Sludge Bomb, putting it in range for my second. This means I have just enough HP to take Charizard's flamethrower and take it out with 2 Surfs. And that's it. The game is over. Qwilfish and I have conquered not only the Johto region, but the Kanto region as well. I am convinced now more than ever that Qwilfish truly is the greatest Pokemon. I want to take a moment and say thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart to my subscribers and to all those who are watching this video. If you aren't currently subscribed, then I seriously hope that you'll consider subscribing because it would make my day. Either way, make sure you hit that like button down below and have a good day. You know, sometimes you just need to be reminded to have a good day. Anyway, friends, that'll do it for this video. So thanks so much for watching, and as always, see you next time.